Basketball fans, welcome back. So Jaylen Brown was playing through a major injury to the end of the 2024-2025 NBA season. So Jaylen Brown was not at 100% at the end of the season and also during the NBA playoffs. So the Boston Celtics got stopped by the New York Knicks in 6 games in the second round, and it was a sad situation. And Jason Tatum was the only Celtic star to suffer from an injury uh, this year in the playoffs, and it came at the worst at the worst time because his teammate and co-star Jalen Brown was also seeking treatment this summer after playing through the final stretch of the season with a partially torn meniscus. So this report was made public by ESPN's Romina Shelburne, and it happened a few weeks ago, but didn't get the chance to react to it. But hey, I mean, better late than never. So Jalen Brown finished the season with a partially torn meniscus. Brown had been playing with pain through the last month of the regular season and the playoffs, which concluded with Friday's Game 6, lost to the New York Knicks at the time in the Eastern Conference Semi. So he will be evaluated that coming week and to determine if the surgery is needed. Sources said ESPN previously reported that Brown had been receiving pain injections to his knee. Those injections began in March. You can see even after that championship season that the Boston Celtics had last year, you could see the grit and grind of playing deep into the postseason and having a regular season like that really took a toll on their bodies. And you can see even JT going down, Jason Tatum going down. Uh, I mean, Jalen Brown was playing through an injury. So after beating the Orlando Magic in the first round, the Celtics prepared for the toughest fight ever against the New York Knicks in the East semis. Boston went 4-0 against the Knicks in the regular season, but it was a different situation in the postseason, the playoffs. And suddenly, after losing the first 2 games at home, the Celtics were on their heels. And while they did manage to win one game on the road, disaster still will strike. In a crucial loss in MSG in Game 4, Tatum dropped 42 points before tearing his Achilles in the fourth quarter. And there was about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So he was out for the rest of the playoffs, forcing the Celtics to play with half of their leading duo. Of course, as it turns out, Jalen Brown was also dealing with an injury, and it explains why he averaged 21.3 points per game in the series on 40.4% shooting. So, sometime in March, Brown began receiving injections to his knee to block out the pain, but when the playoffs began, it became harder to play up to his usual standards. So, with the Celtics now eliminated, and with them in starting the offseason early, Jalen can now begin the recovery process, which may or may not include surgery on his right leg. So in 63 games, Jalen Brown averaged 22 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 4.5 assists on 46.3% shooting. So he's a four-time All-Star, and he's been a model of consistency for the Celtics with at least 60 or more games played in all but 2 seasons. So while Brown is expected to return in full strength in the court, it's still a major blow for the Celtics. And with Jason Tatum out for like even I must even say for the rest of next season, it has taken a hit because with Brown and Tatum, the Boston Celtics thought they'd be contenders for years to come, but now everything is in jeopardy because both of these players, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, they signed massive deals. I mean, their total contracts is about 650 million dollars worth of contracts in the next 5 seasons. So it's a huge blow when one of them gets injured or one of them gets injured and partially injured. So at some point you can see some load management has to happen so that Jalen Brown can be able to rehab that partially torn it's a partially torn meniscus, the right meniscus. So yeah, I mean it's a tough situation. So um it's upsetting. So at the very least, we know that the Celtics will need a full season to fully recover, meaning that the 2025-2026 season will be likely a wash for them. I mean, it will just be a recovery season, just trying to see how these players are going to be. I don't think that there's going to be too much expectations there. And also the ownership change. I mean, there are a couple of players who are going to get let go, and the championship identity is going to go down like that. With so much at stake and some major decisions looming, this summer will be an important one for the Celtics, and it might just be they set the stage for how the future is when it comes to the Boston Celtics. So you can see Jason Tatum, he went down with a torn Achilles, and Jaylen Brown partially torn right meniscus. So it's the injury bug just crept in the postseason, and even if you look at how Jaylen Brown was able to go ahead and keep it together, it didn't come up, especially in the reports during the playoffs, but he was played through it. So heart of a champion there, especially he was the reigning and defending Finals MVP, so he couldn't let this injury get in the way. But hey, hopefully he's able to get that medical attention so he will get back into the court, because man, this coming year is going to be a wash for them. I don't think there's going to be any huge expectations placed on the Boston Celtics like that, because man, I mean, coming off from that type of injury, it's going to take some time, especially when it comes to the healing process, and the player cannot be 100% fully there. So a lot of rehab there. So they're going to sit out a few games. They can even be shut down, similar to what we have seen some of the players that we have seen in the league. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section down below what you think about this. I'm going to talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.